We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can define. And one of the things that we like most about this experience that we shared together with all of you today is that it was a more visceral, emotional feeling experience than it was anything else. The discussions were narrower in nature, and because of your willingness, we stayed, for the most part, wobble-free on the subjects. They stayed general enough. But what happened was a several-hour demonstration of what it feels like to be in the vibrational vicinity of your broader perspective. Now, so far, you don't realize consciously how much benefit you've received already. We know because we felt your level of receptivity as we were speaking and as friends in the hot seat were speaking. In other words, you were more open and receiving than you realize so far that you were. What that means is the benefit of that openness is flowing to you on a path that will be easily identified to you. So what's going to take place over the next hours and days of your experience are going to cause you to reflect back, as our friend did, on how you were feeling when this all got started. Really, friends, we are making way too much of all of this, because you're already set up for a wonderful life experience. We're just sort of shaving some of the rough edges off just a little bit. But what we always want to accomplish in a gathering like this is a heightening of your receptivity for the evidence of the manifestations. That's really the part that we like the most, because the creation is happening all around you, and your contribution to this time-space reality is irrefutable. The fulfilling your reason for being is so in place. Everything that you're about and all that you wanted when you decided to come here is taking place in perfect fashion. The only piece of it that could be improved is your moment-to-moment realization of the rightness of that which is you. And that's what you've just set yourself up for in a stronger way than you've ever done in anything that you've ever lived in all of life. You just queued yourself up. Esther has a dear friend who gave her these words a while ago. It's the setup. It's the setup. In other words, there's a setup. And if you haven't deliberately set it up, then you don't realize it when it comes full circle, you see. So pay attention to what's coming in the next few days and acknowledge whether it feels like it is a big manifestation or a small one. Remember, the bigness and the smallness only has to do with the amount of resistance that you've piled up in the corner of that before. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. There is no limitation for you. We can say to you unequivocally that your vortices are filled with things that we all know that you want, that in many cases you can't even accurately articulate or maybe even identify, because you have been putting the components of them there piece by piece by piece. But with this wobble-free practice that you are now upon, as these elements of what you've been asking for begin to be realized by you, there's going to be a conscious recognition of your part in that. And when you put the deliberateness in creation, that's when you put the fun into it. When you put the deliberateness in creation, that's when you put your feeling of worthiness. That's when you put your true empowerment in it. You would have lived just fine if you had lived all of the days of your life and not made it to this rendezvous. But because you made it to this rendezvous, and because you mentally, vibrationally, viscerally, emotionally rendezvoused with who you really are, all the days of your life are enhanced as a result of this focused time together. Be easy about it. Be playful about it. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain blissfully in your vortex. What a nice day. You guys are wonderful. I love it.